Hey y'all, welcome to Nicolaaaadesigns. I'm gonna make some flowers, some 3D blooms today. I got some new inks in from the letsresin. I'm gonna knock them all over inside it. 64 piece that has the vibrant, the metallic, and the pastel. I just tried the pastel on another project. I haven't seen how it comes out yet, but I want to check out the metallics, and I've never done metallics in a bloom, so I'm just curious as to how they react. I have something planned for each one of these, so I don't have a plan, but just some colors that I've kind of put aside that if they work, they work. They don't, they don't. I just want to see what they do. I might do a couple of, maybe I'll do the top row where I do the spirals. Might be easier just do spirals on all of them though. We'll do spirals on all of them. And I just want to see these colors because I have a big project that I want to do. I want to do a big tray that you turn into the bowl. And I've never done one that size, but before I do that, and I don't know what the colors that I want, because I'd love to, I've seen some gorgeous metallic ones. And they might be using pastes, I don't know. So I've mixed up 16 ounces of letsresin tabletop epoxy. This is the one that is my favorite because this is when I could finally get my blooms. You don't have to wait for it to heat up. It's thick enough that it usually works. I did have a fail. My first one was perfect. Since I started videotaping, my first one was perfect. And then the second one, like totally, did not bloom the way I was expecting it to. I think on that one was because I think it was leftover tabletop. I think possibly. So maybe it sat there too long and got too thick. I don't know. But as soon as I dropped the inks and I looked back at the video, I could see that the inks didn't spread. But usually I don't have any trouble, so that was kind of it humbles you, right? So I've already sent this through the debubbler. Have bubbles on top. I sent it through the debubbler. I'm guessing these are about 4-ounce molds, so each one is. I mixed up about 2.5 for each of them, just to kind of fill them up and give them more room to move. So we're just gonna see. Do I want to put alcohol in there? Just to get the sides, I'm gonna do it just to be on the safe side. So I'm gonna pour a little bit in each. And it's sunset right now, and it seems like the sun's kind of fighting me on my lighting right here. So hopefully you guys can see okay. Halfway close my blinds because I like the sun, but I can't have too bright in here. Hope this is enough. I think it is, and I got to save enough for the white. I've done that before where I've poured it all and then realized I forgot the white and had to go in and scoop some out. Leave it up to me. So I'm going to fill them up. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna try to get them semi-even. And I've never used metallic inks on a bloom before, so I was gonna measure this, but let me see. Hold on. I just realized the other day I've been measuring, but I've been measuring grams, not milliliters. I don't know what the conversion is on that. So I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing. That's all I can do, right? I'm gonna do 40, I think, and I'll do 1 drop per. That's 30, 40. Just because there's so many of them, I'm gonna do 50 because I passed it up. And I'll do 5 drops. 47. I don't know if you can see the numbers from where you're at. 48 for 9, 50. Okay, so I have a little bit left over. Always good to have just a little bit extra. And then I have bloom paste from Pouring Your Heart Out from Julie. I had to put it in a different bottle. So I'm going to put, since I have 5, I'm going to put 5 drops. I don't need this anymore. So, 1 drop, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and I usually store it upside down so that it's easy to come out. Oop. And I need a stick. I'll be able to see if I need to add more or less, not less, but add more once I get this mixed. You want it kind of like almost a milky color, like past skim milk. And that's good. That's white. That's white, and it'll be good. You got to make sure you mix it well, or else you're going to have unmixed pigment paste in your piece. So usually I mix, and then I wipe off my stick and mix it some more. And I have a little tool. And I have some weird colors kind of picked out, so who knows if they're going to go good together for a flower bloom. And then I might just do black on the back of all of them just to make it consistent. And we'll just see what we get, right? And I will try to remember now to leave it running while the bloom's happening, because that's always the magical part. All right, so I'm good with that. I have my piping bag here, so I'm going to put that right there while I drop colors. I should have been dropping colors while I was waiting for this. So let's see how it goes. I'm going to shake them again really quick, because it's been a little bit, just to be on the safe side. All right. I don't know if these spread well. They kind of... I'm winging it. I just shook this. That one was rose gold. This one is purplish red. These are those metallics, which might look absolutely gorgeous in a bloom if it does what I want it to do. They're not spreading like normal, so there's no telling. I see bubbles in here too. One sec, let me see if I can get some of these bubbles out before I keep going and getting frustrated with myself. Popping bubbles. All right. And then this one is pearl white. That one sounded so pretty. I'm glad they have an alcohol ink in it. It's not a regular... they're not moving the way most alcohol inks do. So I'm gonna leave that one there. Let that do its thing. Let's go to the next one. So let's do forest green. Yeah. I keep debating, sorry. And these are all new, but I opened them. I need to put a pattern. Not that it matters, but I'm gonna do, ooh, that's not what that's supposed to do. And then that one was sparkly copper. This one was, I think I told you, forest green. And this one I'm gonna stir really quick is olive gold. I don't know if these will look good as blooms. They'll look good as marbling, I can tell you that. Okay. We're gonna let them sit there for a little bit and see if that does anything. Next one, let me put a pattern actually. These are all blues, so I have, let's do the dark in the middle. I think, do I want dark on the middle? Yeah, dark in the middle. Midnight blue. I'm just gonna put some dots. I was debating on whether I wanted to go directly in the middle or, so I'm gonna do 4. Then I'm gonna go through with aqua. See, those are spreading more like what you want alcohol inks to do. They open up. But see, in the middle, it's doing something weird. When it branches out like that. And that might be from the alcohol that I misted it with a minute ago. And then this one, that was midnight blue. This one is sapphire blue. And it's not open, of course. I poked it, but I must have poked through the side or something. Hold on one sec. which is a lot like the other one. See, I don't like how they're spreading. They're spreading weird. Well, no, that one's doing right. That's what you want it to do. Okay. I'm telling y'all, I can't help it. I really can't help it. One sec. Kind of got that one everywhere. I'm gonna have to clean that up. Okay, that one is, so this one is purplish red. What do I have? Purplish red, dark orchid, and magenta. So let's put magenta in the middle. 3, 4. Let's put dark orchid around that. That one's weird. And then this one is purplish red. I don't like that one did that, but once you start drawing circles and stuff, then it's not going to be as noticeable as if it's not symmetrical. I think I got enough of that out. Next up, we have cerulean red. So I have a blue, red, and a gold. So let's put gold in the middle. I'm going to make a kind of a big circle though. Uh-oh, I need to shake it. This one's been sitting there for too long. And then I can't open it. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm putting a lot. We're going to put blue, the cerulean, just kind of like a blue-green. I'm not putting stones on anything. I might put one more color on this. And then this one is red. You know, the next time I do these, I'm not gonna spray it with alcohol. I can't remember if that, maybe that's what caused me problems. It shouldn't, but it's not blooming the way. And I'm wondering if I'm messing it up by spraying the thing with alcohol first. Gold, gold. I'm gonna let that do its thing. And then this one I have a lot. I might not put all of them. So I got rose. Let's put, and then I have pear. I'm gonna put pear in the middle. I say I'm gonna put pear, and then it's not open the way it should be. Hold on. One sec. I'm trying to get this in the I want a deep yellow one. The yellows you lose them really fast, so let's go with a rose. I'm gonna do a design on this one. Darn it, I opened these, I swear I did. Maybe I didn't do this bottom corner. Okay. Those two, pear yellow, and then I have peach red and I have raspberry. I'm gonna do peach red next. Yeah, see, I didn't do this last bottom corner is what happened. Thought I did. So I'm kind of worried about these blooms now because I don't like the way it's doing it. But we will see. Again, don't know till you try. Oh, I like this color. This is the peach red. I use this one a lot. Okay. I'm trying to fill up all the negative space. Okay, those are all my colors. I'm gonna, I need to check the level of my table because it seems like everything keeps pulling in one direction. So we're gonna play with these a little bit. I'm not gonna do all of them. I'm just gonna do these ones that don't look like they really spread to kind of give it, and then I will pour the white in there. But the tabletop by letsresin has saved me because I was after blooms for almost a year trying to get them to go right. All my dark blue went. I need to check my table because it feels like everything is pulling in one direction. Okay, and I don't like this one either. So we're just going to kind of mix them up. So that we don't have any weird negative space. I'm debating on leaving that one alone. Let's make a pattern to it. That one's going to look cool with I can see the gold in the middle. Since we did them all, might as well do all of them, huh? Okay. Alrighty. Let's put this. I'm going to pour this in here and try not to spill it everywhere because I can do that. But y'all have already seen me spilling stuff. I cannot be the only one that's as messy as everything that turns out is just a mess. I'm not crazy about messes, so pour your white into a piping bag and then kind of fold it up and so it'll be closed, but I need to get that air out of there. All right. Scissors. Try to show you how much I'm cutting off, but I won't be able to do it over the thing. So I'm going to cut off probably about that much right there. All right. And you don't want too thin of a line and you don't want too thick of a line. So just make sure that it's going to be good. So I'm going to do spirals just to make this easy. Do they have green and copper flowers? I think it'd be pretty. Hope I have enough white. And you want to make sure that you don't leave any, I call them blobs. Whatever design you do, you don't want the blobs because they'll sink and it looks funny on the other side when you demold it. Ooh, I'm gonna be close on the white. Hopefully I have enough for 2 more. I'm excited about that one. That one looks like that might have potential to be really spectacular. Yay, I have enough. Okay. Yay. That's always a good thing. But the flowers were one of my things that drew me into resin. I had to try it. Like I said, then I had to fight it for like a year. Okay, we got enough. Awesome sauce. And now, paper towel. We're gonna pull in, I'm just gonna do these all the same. I'm going to really quick pop these bubbles. I brought my other torch and it is not lighting. This one I gotta get so close and I'm always worried about dipping it into the resin. So I'm just popping the bubbles. You don't want to use a big torch on the sides because it will, I've fused quite a few to the edges. And like I said, I'm going to probably just back these in black, I think, just to make it simple and they'll pop really good. Wait, one more bubble. Actually, I see more bubbles, but they're gonna keep popping up probably. I'll do it one more time. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull down, and you don't go all the way through. You just go about halfway through. You can see it moving. Figure if we just make them all consistent and then swirl it in the middle. Okay. We'll just have different color blooms is the plan. And all right, I'm gonna do this really quick, and then I'm gonna speed you up, and then I'll see you in just a few. Alrighty then. I need another. There's one of my other lighters that's a little bit better. I'm gonna pop some bubbles, and then I'm gonna let it bloom. I'm not gonna turn off my camera. I have it plugged in. This time I won't. I've done it twice before my camera's run out the battery because I wasn't paying attention, and then if I get into a long video, it just eats up the battery. So, okay, I think I'm good. Nope. Nope. If you don't pop the bubbles, then they will leave little holes in your flower. Usually, not always, but I don't want any holes. Okay, I'm gonna let it go, and hopefully, I'm gonna move this out of the way. See, I have sun. I'm gonna have to move I'm gonna close my blinds so that you can see it. And one sec. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna let it go, and then I will see you guys on the next step. All right, bye. Hey guys. Okay, we are back, and they're dry. They're probably still, oh, they're not even bendy. So I'm just going to put a black back, it's not a top coat, so I guess it's a back coat, a black back coat to them. I can tell they didn't bloom right. I can see like that right there did not spread, so that means it didn't bloom. This one spread, but it did weird stuff. This one looks like this might have bloomed. I mean, they're going to be pretty just to see the colors and everything, but it's not going to be, I don't think, the prettiest blooms, but who knows? It could surprise me. But the more I think about it, I think my temperature is affecting it. I like cold houses, so my house is pretty, it's like, I think it was 69 earlier, and I think it should be over 72. So I'm just going to use black, just make it simple and everything. It's the Lumilite black opaque resin dye. So I'm just going to squirt some in here and mix that up and pour it on the back. I don't know if I don't know if it's going to top it to the top. I'm okay with that because these are such thick molds. So, and then I store it upside down. And then I'm going to mix it up. So this part's simple. It's nothing major. I'll speed you through it. Once I start pouring in everything, I will. But you want to make sure that you have a contrasting stick so that you can tell if it's translucent or not, which that's not. This stuff is excellent stuff. You don't need much. Out of everything, that's the one thing I can rely on is just a few drops. So that's gonna be very opaque and pitch black. Perfect. If you need a black, that's the one to use. If you want swirls and stuff, you got to go for a mica. I still haven't experimented with pigment pastes enough yet because the ones I've all seen have been all flat, like flat colors, and I like that pearlescent and striations and stuff like that. Okay, so this should be all I need for this. Another paper towel. All right. So I'm just going to top them all up and try to make it even on everything. So I will speed you up through this. I'm going to put just really quick. I'm just going to put a little bit in each and then top off where I need to top it off. I just want to make sure I have enough for each of them. All right, see you in a sec. Alrighty, I'm going to use my lighter to torch them really quick. I've melted my resin into my molds before, so I'm always usually really careful, especially with my coaster molds, just because they're small and I tend to hit. When you have something big, you can kind of hit the middle and not hit the edges, but these you kind of hit the edges. Anyway, so I'm going to torch them really quick, and then I will see you guys on the reveal. I'm excited to see them, even though I don't think they turned out the way I want, but they're still going to be pretty. I know they are. All right, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alrighty, we're back, and we get to demold and see how these came out. I don't think they came out exactly how I wanted. So my next adjustment will be to, I'm going to make my house warmer. And I'm also going to I think I'm going to warm the epoxy, the resin just a little bit in the sink just to make sure that it has, because I think part of the expansion is when it's getting cold and cooling down, well, going through the process, the thermo something process, I forgot what it's called right now, that I think that temperature change, I think is what pulls it. So we'll see. So we're going to see how they come out. I'm just going to pull them all out and then we'll flip them over. I don't think they came out right, but they'll still be cool. They'll still be different. And I'll be able to see the inks. Part of the thing is I wanted to see the inks because I am going to do a bigger one probably later today that has some of these inks in them. Alrighty. Okay, I always get nervous for blooms because you can't tell, you don't know. All right. I don't like it. I don't like it. But it's because this didn't bloom. That didn't pull, but it's okay. Ooh, look how that gold did. I like the ink. I'm not crazy about this because it still didn't pull. Hold on. Alexa, stop. Sorry, my Alexa's doing something weird. Alexa, stop. She went crazy there for a minute. So I don't know what that is, but I don't know if you can see the gold, and I don't know if you can, if I'm in camera zoom or not, but that's kind of cool. You can also see the depth of these. This is why they're called 3D flowers, because you can see that. Still, again, it didn't pull. It's supposed to draw in. But see how the cool. I think I know that color. Ugh. So that one pulled this way and didn't do anything this way. So that's just weird. I don't understand what. Unless my, you know, if it was on level, you would think that's part of it, but like that one didn't pull. Ooh, look at the metallics. See, I told you I wanted to see those. Look how, I don't know if you can see correctly. I'm just trying to see the little effects. That's just craziness. Oh my gosh, that's so wild. It's really, 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 really wild. I hope you can see it. I hope I'm showing it right. I'll go back and look at my footage, and if not, I'll do another little piece afterwards. Same thing. Those are kind of cool with the colors. I just need to get it to bloom. So I'm gonna do this one more time, just to get it to be able to see what it should look like, because I think these would be really cool. So like I said, I'm going to warm my house. I'm going to warm my house. I'm going to warm the resin, and then I'm going to try this one more time in these same molds, and then I will do my bigger one. So I will see how this works out. I might just jump in and do the bigger one just to try it. All right. Thanks for watching.